What it do, y'all? Bread, Tuck, Rabbi, and Black Royalty, all that. 11 million after taxes. Now check this out. I know I'm late. Y'all gotta forgive me. I just now looked at the Allen Iverson Hall of Fame speech, and I tell you what, man, everything about that speech was real. I enjoyed that speech, and you know what? Allen Iverson to basketball to me is what DMX is to rap, man. You can't help but to love those guys, man. They have their struggles, they go through things, but they're honest and they're being themselves, man. Allen Iverson, when you look at a cat like Allen Iverson, at the time he came into the league, he was completely just being himself, man. After his first year, he grew out the braids, got all kind of tattoos all up on his neck and everything, and he got criticized. They labeled him a thug, but that guy was being himself, and you have to respect that, man. You have no other choice but to respect the guy or a girl, but in this case, Allen Iverson, you have no other choice but to respect the guy who's like, hey, man, look, you can say what you want about me. I'm being me. Everybody else want to wear suits on the sidelines and look decent. I'm going to come to the game with piece and chain medallions on, 3X jerseys. And when I'm not playing, I'm going to sit in a fitted hat, man. And he's getting ridiculed, going through all this, man. He talks about how his mother, how after that incident in high school happened where they tried to, I forget exactly what happened, that big brawl that happened, and he was playing football and everything, basketball, and he said that after that happened, nobody wanted to give him a shot in college, but his mother went and begged Coach Thompson, and Coach Thompson gave him a shot, and from then things took off. Now you got Hall of Fame Allen Iverson. Now you got Hall of Fame Allen Iverson, and what we loved about Iverson, and I think I can speak for most guys, man, what we loved about that Allen Iverson, for a lot of us, we looked at him and we saw a reflection of ourselves. We saw a guy who was relatable. Man, I was listening to the Allen Iverson interview, or excuse me, the Allen Iverson Hall of Fame speech, and the guy said he wore a size 10 shoe. Come on, man. That's normal. Like, if me and Allen Iverson could share shoes, like, that's normal. I'm 5'9", 160 pounds. Iverson may be a little bigger, if that. I mean, he was listed, when he hooped, he was listed at like 6'1", 165. Yeah. And he probably wasn't even 6 foot. A lot of us have tattoos because of Allen Iverson. A lot of cats had braids back then because of Allen Iverson. I ain't had no braids. My head ain't shaped for braids. And hey, you got to know your limits. Sometimes you got to look at you and you got to know you. You got to know what you can do and what you shouldn't do. And I'm an expert at what I shouldn't do. But I tell you what, man. Man, it was beautiful, man. That speech was beautiful, man. You see a man who went through struggles, but he overcame the odds, man. He didn't get the championship. Ooh, back in '01, when he single-handedly put the Sixers on his back, and he went up against the LA Lakers in the finals. Now, I'm a Houston Rocket. I can't be rooting for other teams, but when that man was in the finals, I rooted for that man, and I wanted to see that man win that thing, man. They won one game and they came up short. But you got to look at all his life with these teams, man. Allen Iverson, in the speech, when he started naming off, start thanking the players that he was naming, I'm like, man, like, no wonder he didn't have no disrespect, but come on. The guys that he was playing with, the only highlights from that was Dikembe Mutombo, because back then Dikembe Mutombo was blocking everything. Who else? Larry Hughes was pretty decent. I think he said Derek Coleman. Jerry Stackhouse was the man at one point. But other than that, I mean, you didn't give him much to work with to get to finals, man. Allen Iverson just had to make it happen pretty much on his ISO. And then Allen Iverson, as small as he was, he going to the rack. Taking body. And then he led the league in scoring. I forget how many years, man. I want to say 2. But you're talking about a guy that was 6 foot, or listed at 6 foot, may not have even been 6 foot. Now, the only thing I look at Allen Iverson, and I be like, come on, man, why? This is the only thing I'm not going to say dislike, but I'm not too much of a fan of when it comes to Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson looks at Jordan like he's still like, in my eyes, Allen Iverson looks at Jordan like he's nowhere near his level. Nah, fam, leave that thought process to us regular cats. Man, you crossed Jordan, man. You went up against Jordan. You had your own era in the league. You had your own era in the league. You changed the game. There's a dress code in the league because of you, Allen Iverson. Cats are tatted up in the league because of you, Allen Iverson. Man, I do not like when I see Allen Iverson just look at Michael Jordan like he's still just, nah, fam. Y'all kind of y'all kind of on the same level. I mean, Jordan had the rings. Okay, Jordan has the rings, and he's considered the greatest player in the world or ever. But at the same time, I mean, I'm looking at the names that Allen Iverson read off, who he played with during his career. And, I mean, come on, man. Look at them teams that Jordan had, man. So let's be real. If you really watch basketball, you know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, man, like one day I saw Iverson wearing some Jordans. And this was recent, like this year. And I'm like, no, Iverson, you got your own shoe. Jordan not going to wear no Iversons. Iverson, you got your own shoe. Like, you can respect Jordan, you know, shout out. Like, he's still, you know, maybe you look at him as the GOAT, whatever. But you still, man, you Iverson. Like, a lot of us connect more to Iverson than we do to Jordan. If you're being realistic. Because a lot of us see ourselves in Allen Iverson. You know, we just like Michael Jordan's shoes, and he was the greatest. Well, I don't like him anymore, but we like Michael Jordan's shoes, and he was, you know, considered the greatest or whatever. But also what I liked about that, man, at the end of that speech, man, when he was just thanking everybody, he started thanking Joel Santana, Cameron, Jim Jones, Fabulous, you know, Dipset. You know, like, what, man? What, you know, the boy just start thinking, yeah, that's what you love about Iverson, man. You relate, man. All them people, all those rappers he named off, man. We know those guys. We listen to those same guys, man. And just shout out, man, his mother, and shout out that Black Love, man. You know, him and his wife, they went through some times, some tough times, but man, that man still loved his wife, and that woman loved him. You know, it was beautiful, man. And Allen Iverson still got the break. Like, the man is being himself. Just like when I went to the Bad Boy concert, DMX came out with this big old baggy shirt and the baggy pants and the bucket hat, you know, which wouldn't be considered in style anymore. But DMX was doing him. Iverson had that suit. You know, it's not tailored. It wasn't just, you know, just fitted like the style is now. And he still had them braids in his head. And when Allen Iverson dressed up, he's still baggy. He's being him. So that's why, to me, DMX and Iverson, DMX is the rap version of Iverson. Iverson is the basketball version of DMX, man. And I love it, man. Shout out to Allen Iverson. Salute. He was a lion on that court, man. And, man, I think Reebok should give Iverson, okay, he has a lifetime contract. Shout out. Good move. But Allen Iverson should have a brand Iverson at Reebok. And all the basketball players that they do sign should be under his brand. That's how I feel. Iverson should have his own clothing line at Reebok. He should have the questions like he does now, but he should have other team basketball shoes. Because Iverson, to me, Iverson is that dude, man. But shout out to Allen Iverson. I know I'm late. Got the, I was just looking at the retirement. I had to catch up on things. I had to look up at his Hall of Fame speech. And Allen Iverson, you the man, man. Shout out to you, man. Bread Tuck Gang forever. Bread Tuck Rob. Y'all mucho. Take it easy.